welcome to Without Having Kicked a Ball. On this special edition, it is on the time of recording Halloween, so happy Halloween. Unfortunately, we do not overflood you with ghosts and ghoulies and goblins and witches, but you do have myself, Sam Taylor, and the man whose channel this is on, Tube Mix, otherwise known as Will.
Thank you, mate. Good to be here.
On this frightening show.
Yep.
Let's hope we don't have any frights. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, good. Thank you, mate. And looking forward to it. So yeah, let's jump right in.
Yeah, let's jump right in. Well, as it's Halloween, there is a possibility at the time of recording, it is a Friday afternoon, that we might have some ghosts and ghoulies come into the door. But
it could be Ben Carney or Jordan Earlham.
Yeah, and hopefully we don't have any ghosts or ghoulies gate crashing our show today. But we will see. Of course, this is not live, so they will be edited out, or maybe not. Maybe we'll keep them in for a laugh. That is up for
who knows.
So but as for ghosts and ghoulies, we've got two absentee ghoulies and goblins because Jordan and Ben are still on the treatment table, still eating sweets in the rehab, probably looking bigger than a walrus right now, but both of them, because I've not been fit for a few weeks, but I'm sure that they're very meaty, so so we still don't have those guys, so unfortunately it is just me and Will, but as we have done the last few weeks, we will do our best. We will be sticking to our traditional format of going through 3 featured Premier League games, and we got some crackers today. As last week's results were very, very
some right shockers as well. So
we're very, very. Some very, very good ones. Oh, sorry, some ghosts and goblins have just gone past my door. They haven't stopped though. There's some very, very interesting results. So we got 3 cracking, absolutely cracking matches to go through, and then we will be doing the rest of our Premier League results, and then we will go
League 1 and League 2.
We will go through all things EFL in terms of scores. Unfortunately, the EFL letdown guru, who I have to now start calling him, is not here, Jordan. So your EFL special, all things EFL, I think we're going to have to be fair, we'll do one great big show where we just do EFL, because
I think, but in the meantime we'll have to try and fill that Jordan shaped hole.
But I'm not sure. So we won't be going through managerial sackings, all that. We'll just go through the scores, and then when Jordan's here, providing he actually gets here this season, because you might miss our whole bloody season. They'd have about 4 managers to go through for each club. Then we'll wait for him, and your EFL results will and talking points will be back. But of course, the results will still be taking place tonight.
Yes.
Right, I've rambled on enough. So before the witches of the night come and get me, let's crack on, shall we, Will?
Absolutely, fire away.
Right. So we start, of course, last weekend, and we were actually for our first of our feature games starting on Saturday. It finished at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 2. Chelsea scored through Alejandro Garnacho, the former Red Devil, of course.
Yep.
Scored after 4 minutes before Wilson Isidore equalised in an entertaining first half on 22 minutes.
Yep.
And Talby then scored in the 93rd minute to give Sunderland a late win and continue our theme from the last couple of weeks of very, very late
Yeah, it
goals.
seems to be a common thing this season.
But amazing win for Sunderland.
Yeah.
The newly promoted side's doing unbelievable. Chelsea stumbling, and
Yes.
the title charge is
Sort of
halted.
stuttering at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's stuttering once again. Not that they were favourites for the title, but an unbelievable win for Sunderland. So organised. Chelsea had more of the ball, as you'd expect, but never could really, after the Garnacho goal, couldn't really break Sunderland down at all
No.
to create clear-cut chances. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's it's not looking good for them, but for Sunderland is a good place to start. Coming to the Stadium of Light, Stamford Bridge,
Yeah.
and to beat Chelsea, to continue their unbelievable run and go up to second temporarily.
Yeah.
Once they've won is unbelievable for a newly promoted side, and one of the best starts we've ever seen from a newly promoted
Yeah, I
side
mean, pretty amazing.
in the Premier League. So your thoughts, well, on the brilliant organised Sunderland and a Sunderland side that clearly has quality as well.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty amazing result. Sunderland are doing really, really well. Regis Labrie has done absolutely a brilliant job when you think they've come from the Championship, and Sunderland went through a lot of managers and a lot of crisis, but they do seem to be in very good health at the moment, and I don't think any of us could have expected for them to do as well as they have been doing, and to beat Chelsea, the Club World Cup winners. Is
Load of rubbish anyway, that tournament, but yeah.
really, really massive.
World Cup.
It's a really, really massive result.
There's only one World Cup for me. Anyway.
Rambling and ranting Sam Taylor there for you. Anyway, so yes, I think it's just an absolutely amazing result. And yeah, late goals seem to be a common thing this season, and that just continues that thread of story, if you like. And and it shows no sign of drawing to a close. And and maybe that'll be the same for Sunderland's. Well, it is the same at the moment for Sunderland's good form as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, and an unbelievable job that Regis Labrie, have I said that right? Regis
Labrie, I
Labrie,
think it is. Yeah, Labrie.
is doing a wonderful job. We all know the step up from the Championship to the Premier League is a big one, especially over the last few years. That gap seems to have got wider with the in both of the last two consecutive seasons. The three that got promoted have been the three that
Yeah.
were relegated, which was a worrying trend, really, because you don't want to see that
I
too
think
often.
I said though when we did the show, not last season but the season before. Um, oh no, it was last season. I think it's a coincidence. I don't think there's anything in it. I think it's just a coincidence.
See,
All
I
teams were terrible.
completely, well, they weren't great, but I completely disagree. I think the gap between the championship, the top of the championship and bottom of the Premier League, which used to be quite small, still significant but small, has widened. And it's no surprise, unfortunately, that the three that came up, in my opinion, were the three that went down in the last two seasons. So, yeah, all the six teams that have come up in
Then
that.
why are Sunderland doing well now then?
Well, the three teams that have come up now have broken the mold a bit. I think the six teams in the last 2 years tried to play really attractive football,
But it
but
ended up costing them. Yeah,
yeah, you look at Burnley under Vincent Company. I know they're back up now.
yes.
Ipswich, you know,
Kieran McKenna. Yeah,
yeah, they all tried to play. Southampton all tried to play really stylish football, which is good. It's good to have a principle and to have way of playing, but they weren't getting results. If you look at Sunderland now, they've got some great players, but they're compact together, they press together, they do the hard work,
yes,
the hard yards, the jobs that nobody likes and doesn't get any praise, but
yeah,
that's getting them results. And I think all three teams that have come up have gone a bit like that. I think,
yes.
they've recognised the blueprint of what was failing before. You think of teams that have come up and done really well and played great football. Swansea comes to mind. They finished
Sheffield
eighth.
United in their first couple of
Yeah,
seasons.
yeah, Sheffield. Although they were quite compact, but in terms of beautiful football, Swansea under Brendan Rodgers in their first year, but they were an exceptional football, and then football's changed a bit now. To breach the gap, you have to be physical and strong, and yes, have quality. But Sunderland seem to have all three of those things, and
Yeah,
I presume you watched Match of the Day.
I do.
Did you?
Yes, yes,
Yeah. Did you see the weekends one?
yes. I did. Yeah, last
Did you
Saturday.
see the interview with Wilson Isidore? I quite like that, where they said, um, "Have a guess where you are in the table now," and he went fourth, fifth, and then they went, no, no. She said second. He went, second. He's like, oh, that's good.
Oh,
That's so good.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That is brilliant. Yeah,
Which was a complete surprise to him. It was like, hey, and his mate was next to him. I can't remember who the other player was, but he was like, buddy, we're second. We're
oh
second.
yeah, yeah. That's brilliant.
um, yeah, so good spirit there. And I think, Regis Labrie is just he him and the Sunderland board have brought in really, really well. They brought the experience of Xhaka.
Yes,
They brought some younger players. They've kept some players as well from the Championship. Obviously, I know they lost Bellingham,
to
but
Dortmund. Yeah.
they we know that money doesn't always equal success when you come up or at
Oh yeah,
all.
of course. Yeah,
So
yeah. I agree.
but they put their hands in the pockets. So this is what we need to get. We need to get the right profile of player for the Premier League, and they've been
Yes.
absolutely sensational. And
Yeah, absolutely.
the Stadium of Light had been the Stadium of Dark for a while because
Yep, because they didn't pay
some,
their energy bills.
no, but
Yeah, no,
well,
sorry, that was a joke. Yeah.
yeah, no, it was the Stadium of Dark because they got relegated from the Premier League under David Moyes in 2016-17. then immediately got relegated again to League One, which for a
Yeah,
club
because they
like
went through
Sunderland.
quite a few. They went through like Simon Grayson. I think there was Jack Ross, old
Yeah,
Scottish
yeah,
manager.
yeah, yeah. There was quite a few, but they really struggled. And for a club like Sunderland to be down in League One was almost unthinkable,
Well, yeah.
especially with back-to-back relegations. But Alex Neil kind of started it, didn't he? They came up to the
Oh
Championship
gosh, yeah, yeah,
with him, and then he went to Stoke, I think, at the time. So, but they've done so well, and they look
yeah,
so well run now,
yes.
and they won't finish in the European places, in my opinion. But and
I
I
think if they
said,
finish top 10, that would be a very good season for. If they finish 10 for
yeah,
11th, maybe
it'll
or
be an
something.
unbelievable season,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
especially when you think where the teams have been that have come up before them and spent a
yeah,
lot of money as well. So they spent money but spent it wisely.
yes, exactly.
I still, I don't know, something tells me that the three that came up will go down, but I hope not. And I tell you what, Sunderland are booking the trend right now.
They
And
are, yes.
the longer this all continues, the closer and closer to safety
I
they
mean, we're
get.
getting closer to Christmas, so if they're where they are, at Christmas, a good position, then that should be a good indicator of where they'll
Yeah,
finish.
yeah, they always say that, don't they?
Yeah,
Look at the table starts at Christmas. For me, the turkey starts at Christmas, but uh, obviously for football lovers, the table starts. Anyway, brilliant for Sunderland. Obviously, have a big following as well. Well, being a one club city,
yes,
a bit like Newcastle do.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, they are flying, and all credit to them. They're well organised. I think the keeper's great. I think Xhaka's
yes,
come in and been unbelievable. What a signing! And
yes,
then the lads from the Championship, like Isidore,
yes.
like Trey Hume, like Dan Ballard, have really stepped up as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, I
So,
agree. Yeah.
a really good mix. Um, would you Chelsea, unless you want to say anything else on Sunderland? Obviously, Chelsea losing,
Yes.
very inconsistent at the minute. Obviously,
Yeah, I don't know
um,
what's quite happened to them. They're very up and down, aren't they?
different expectations to Sunderland. So, of course, if this
Oh
was
yeah, yeah. You
Sunderland,
can't compare the
we'd
two.
be saying we'd be saying what a great season. But for Chelsea, they expect more from themselves. And your view on them and where they're at and
Uh,
what the
yeah,
issues
I
are.
don't know. I mean, obviously they're going very up and down. Although they did well in the Champions League. I mean, they put Ajax to the sword, and it was a very young Chelsea team. I don't think it was many of the first team, and absolutely did them 5-1. Um, so yeah, yeah, I I don't know, but yeah, they do need to get themselves sorted out. But I think they have quite a few injured players, don't they? So
They do, and they also have quite a youthful squad.
oh yeah, I
And
think Chelsea's problem is also the discipline. They're getting a lot of sending offs at the moment.
yeah,
So
yeah,
Enzo
that's something.
Maresca really needs to say to his players, "Come on, guys, we've got to
Yeah, there's a
tighten up
discipline
now."
because it can happen once, maybe twice a season, but it's happened 4 or 5
It's
times now
happening almost
already.
nearly every match. Someone's getting sent off. So
Well, I know we're here to do the Premier League matches, but I saw that Liam Delap, um, the
yes,
Chelsea
I
striker,
read about it. Yeah, yeah.
got sent off on Wednesday night against Wolves. So, yes, young players can be petulant and it can happen, but for it to keep happening,
It's happening
um,
almost every match. It needs to be. needs to be
Yeah,
sorted
it's
out.
going to cost them. It's going to cost them with the results. I mean, they are young players. They are they are young. So young players go up and down, and
Yes.
that'll happen. I think one of the things that Chelsea feel like the fans is they have a lot of possession and don't always go anywhere with it.
Yes.
One of the issues that Enzo Maresca had at Leicester was the Leicester fans said even though they won the league in the Championship, they passed teams to death without going anywhere.
Yeah,
And
and
I
that
think
and
we
that would
brought
make it
this,
quite boring, I imagine.
yeah, and also the wonderful forwards. And I think Chelsea, at this level, Chelsea are finding that when they're not on it and they just need to get the ball forward,
Yes.
they're not, they're not doing. So I
Yeah.
think I think that's a frustration. I still think top four for Chelsea, but
Yeah,
I think
I don't know. I'm kind of unsure now.
I think they're just very up and down. I think they'll go through some great spells and some okay spells and then some bad spells. I just think, but that's the price you pay when your whole squad's young. It's good to have a few youngsters, but
Well, exactly.
they,
They don't
they
have like a
a couple of
Thiago
years
Silva, do they, anymore, really?
a couple of years ago they completely ripped the squad out, didn't they, and started again. So and went down the younger route. So you get what you go
But then
for,
equally,
and
the experienced players, weren't necessarily doing well either, were they?
yeah, true, but you need a mixture.
Oh,
But
I agree, but also, yeah, sometimes experienced players, are not doing that well either. So, yeah, I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But Stamford Bridge is sort of a yeah,
It's a bridge over troubled waters at the moment. Yeah.
yeah. I'd say not troubled waters. I'd say it's a bridge over choppy waters.
Oh well, yeah.
But yeah, the song "Troubled Waters" very good.
Yeah,
Um,
Simon and Garfunkel.
yeah, great song actually,
Yes.
brilliant. Um, yeah, be interesting to see what happens with Chelsea. You're right about the disciplinary. I still don't think Sanchez is good enough to be number one at
Yes,
Chelsea.
it just seems there always seems to be an error in him, doesn't there? Like
Yeah,
Onana, and if you've got a goalkeeper that's not making errors, the defense is always going to be unsettled by because there's the goalkeeper that you can't quite
yeah.
rely on.
Yeah, if they're making errors. I mean, everybody makes errors occasionally, but it's when it happens week
I
after
mean,
week or
look
every.
at we'll talk about United in the results, but look at them bringing Lemons in, and look, rather than Onana, who you know
Yeah.
never seemed comfortable. So yeah, maybe Chelsea need a similar change in that department.
Well, we said that last week, didn't we? We
Yeah,
said how Lemons was doing the simple things well, and I do think Sanchez is a Premiership goalie. I'm just not sure I think he's a goalie that if he was having to make loads of saves all the time, he'd be focused. But because Chelsea don't face as many shots as say Brighton did when he was at Brighton,
yeah.
he lacks in focus, and then when
Maybe
he is
Sanchez would
needed,
suit maybe a Newcastle or an Everton or a Crystal Palace maybe
yeah,
type of team.
yeah, good. Somewhere where the pressure isn't as high.
Yes.
But I think there's been some goalies on the market, wasn't there, in the summer? So a bit like with Man United, who
Yes.
did get Williams in the end, but I'm surprised they didn't go for somebody like Martinez at
Yes.
Villa. Or
Yeah.
yes, okay, he's older and doesn't fit their profile, but for the short to medium term, it's going to be brilliant for you. So.
Yeah.
And younger keepers can learn off him because Chelsea have a lot of young keepers.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't to be.
No.
But yeah, two teams that are actually in similar positions in the table, but expectation is completely different. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it's been a fascinating Premier League season so far.
Yes.
And good to see, very competitive up and down the land.
Yeah.
Right. We move on.
Yep.
Are we ready to move
Oh
on?
yeah. I've said everything I want to say about the two teams. So yeah, let's keep things moving.
Right. Well, we move on to Saturday night football now, and in the late kickoff, I say late because it was 8 o'clock. It finished at the G-Tech Community Stadium, which of course is the home of the Bees, Brentford. It finished Brentford 3, the champions Liverpool 2. So Liverpool's nightmare continued.
They got hoovered up by Brentford.
They did. And so another early goal in this one as Danwo Otara scored
I've
in
got my
the
fantasy FPL team.
yeah, scored in the 5th minute. Did you have him in last weekend
I
or
did.
not?
Yes. I've had him in for a
Yeah,
few weeks now. Yeah, so yeah, there's a good result for me.
yeah. Before Kevin Sharder with a brilliant finish put Brentford 2-0 up in the 45th minute. Kirkes, the under fire Liverpool left back, then pulled one back in the 50th minute, but the 5th minute of added time in the first half before Thiago was given what looked to be a kind of, well, it was just a penalty, a challenge from Virgil van Dijk, was right on the edge of the box, and wasn't sure if it was in or out. It was initially given as a free kick and then went to VAR, who recommended the ref have a look at it, and actually they found it was inside the box. Mo Salah, who did have a quiet game again and doesn't look the Mo Salah we all know, but he did strike one back in the 89th minute, but it was too little, too late for the slot machine with a jam in right now. So Brentford to 3, Liverpool 2 is how it finished. For Liverpool, I think in terms of the league, that was 3 defeats in 4 or 4 defeats in 5. And yeah, for Brentford, who nobody expected much from, even said they could be in relegation.
After a big summer, but
after they lost Thomas Frank, most of the backroom staff, the cleaner. No, I'm joking. I don't know about the cleaner, but it felt that way, didn't it? That they lost. And Buemo, Visser, Norgard, 3 crucial players to Manchester United, Arsenal and Newcastle, respectively. So, yeah, unbelievable. And the man that's come in is the first job in management. Keith Andrews. So, yeah, who was the set piece coach? So I suppose he knew the players a little bit. But, yeah, your view, Will, on the game. I actually watched this game in the pub
with. Live, did you?
with Robbie, who is somebody who's been on this show
Yeah.
a few times. Hello, Rob. But yeah, Liverpool just looked devoid of ideas. Were a bit bullied by Brentford. We know they're a physically strong side.
Yes.
The use of the long throws, Liverpool couldn't seem to get a grip of. I know
Yeah.
everybody's
Everyone's doing
using,
long throws at the moment. Yeah.
but obviously Brentford were doing them well before. It's been a feature of their game since they came up to the Premier League, really,
Yeah.
back in 2021. So your your view, first of all, we'll start with Brentford as they're the home
Oh yeah.
team.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Your view of Brentford and obviously Keith Andrews and
Yeah.
beating Liverpool, okay, and outsourced Liverpool, but yeah, marching along as if nothing's happened, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, Brentford. Well, we've said on this show so far this season what a good job Keith Andrews has done, and this is a really, really big result for them. A really big upset. Probably, along with the Chelsea beat Sunderland game, our previous game, one of the two most shocking results, I think. Um, and yeah, I expected Liverpool to be back on form um, last weekend, but it wasn't to be. And yeah, a really good win for Brentford.
They look strong and powerful, don't they? They look a really powerful side. I think it's I think Utara. I didn't know much about him. Utara. I know he was at Brentford. Sorry, at
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did see bits of him. But I think he looks strong and a real handful. I think Thiago has come in
Well,
and
he's like a new player, isn't he?
has been absolutely sensational. Of course, was the Ivan Tony replacement,
Oh, that
really.
was right. Yeah, and then he got
Uh,
injured, and then
and
he was out
and
for
then
the
he got
season.
injured
Yeah.
in pre-season. So last year, if they'd have had a front three of Wissa and Buomo and Thiago, that would have been some front three.
Yeah.
But it wasn't to be. But he's come in and looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously Henderson's come in,
Kevin
and
Shard is a
fitted
good player as well. Yeah.
fitted seamlessly in. Kevin Sharder, you're right. Nathan Collins at the back, who's
Oh
now
yeah.
the captain after
Norgard
Norgard
left.
and
Yeah.
Norgard left. Um, Kelleher, of course,
Formerly
facing
of Liverpool. Yeah.
his old club. Had a really steady game. I know he made a couple of mistakes in the early weeks, but I'm surprised no disrespect to Brentford, but I'm surprised none of the bigger teams came in for him because I always thought he was quite impressive
Oh
when he
yeah,
did.
yeah. Even when Allison was
So,
not playing, then yeah, he looked.
yeah,
He was better than Karius, wasn't he? Definitely.
much better. Yeah, but so the spine of the team looks really good, even though the spine of the team is what got ripped
Well,
out.
I think it helps that Keith Andrews was there before, so there's good continuity there.
Yeah,
So there's
but
still
it's
a lot
not
of.
easy though. It's not easy,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
I agree.
especially when somebody like Thomas Frank has been there for 8, 9 years,
Yes, because
and
he was
and then you're
assistant
coming
manager
in
to
and
Dean
replacing
Smith.
him
Yeah, was the manager
without
himself. Yeah,
without the experience. But yeah, fabulous from Brentford.
yeah.
You could say buzzy bees.
Yes, yes.
Or busy bees, because they certainly harried Liverpool. They seem to have more energy for me. I don't know if that came across on the highlights, but I know
No, I
highlights
mean
and
Liverpool sort of looked a bit lost, like didn't know which way to turn. And
yeah. And the worrying thing for me was even when you're not playing well, the fundamentals of football or life in general is to keep working hard,
yes,
keep doing the right things, and
and
eventually it
eventually
would
it will
rock.
come. Yeah, exactly.
But Liverpool looked like it's very hard to say they weren't up for it. I'm sure they were, but maybe the confidence has drained that much that they weren't doing the simple. things.
Yeah, I
They
think
weren't.
also Slot is trying to fit all these big names into one team, and it's just not working. So someone has to
Yeah,
come out. Um,
yeah. Yeah, you need to give time to these new players to settle in. But somebody like Kirk has. So my mate is a Rob. Robbie,
yeah,
as
yeah,
you know on the show, is a Liverpool fan, and so I was in the pub on Saturday with him,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I said, "So what's going on? What was the issue?" He said, "Well, the new players aren't gelling. We've had all this upheaval in the summer,
yes,
and tragedy. New players coming in, and it's." And he said somebody like Kirkes, for example, has really struggled to fit in.
yes.
But but he said he's going to be a great player. But why not play somebody like Andy Robertson at the
Well,
moment
you've
in the
still
big
got him, and
games?
then Kirkes, and then have Robertson be like a mentor to
Yeah, and
Kirkes.
have Kirkes learn. So not. I'm not saying Kirkes doesn't play, but in the big games, let Rob because Robinson knows how to handle Robertson. Sorry, knows how to handle the
Yeah,
pressure,
exactly. I
and
would
then
probably agree with Robbie's assessment too. Yeah,
play Kirkes in the more winnable games where Liverpool dominate and let him build his confidence because he's clearly struggling for confidence. As is Verts, I think he's struggling
Verts
with
has
the.
never settled in, has he? Really, since his move from Bayer
No,
Leverkusen.
I think it's. I mean, I watched him in the Bundesliga, and there's no doubt he's a brilliant player. But at the minute, he's struggling with the physicality, a bit like Xavi Simons at
Yeah,
Spurs.
one
Similar,
person who
similar.
isn't struggling though, his former Leverkusen teammates and current Liverpool teammate is. Oh no, sorry, Hugo Ekitike. He came from Frankfurt. Sorry, didn't he? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
yeah, he did. Yeah, so, yeah, so that's very, very true in terms of Ekatike has hit the ground running,
he's
but
probably been the only one of the new signings that has really looked like
yeah, yeah.
he's always been there.
And we say about the new signings, it's not just the new signing. The players that were there before aren't hitting the heights.
Yeah,
The likes of Salah,
McAllister. Yeah,
Van Dijk, Canate,
yeah,
um, you know, um, um, there's 5 or 6
Gakpo
names
as well.
there.
Yeah,
Well, Gakpo I think has been quite good, but there's 5 or 6 names there that have really struggled. And when you throw that in to then the other names that have joined the squad,
yeah,
suddenly you've got 9, 10 players
yeah.
that are are really struggling. And you can't have that. You can have 1 or 2, but you can't carry 10 players.
No.
In a 22-man squad,
Mm,
that's nearly half your squad.
yes.
And a quarter of that squad are probably youngsters anyway who aren't ready.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's just not clicking. One thing about Liverpool, well,
Yeah,
and I mentioned it, I think we did the Liverpool United game, didn't
we
we?
did. Yeah.
The week before, and I said to you, could Slot, and I'm not saying he is. I'll ask you the question again, and maybe you
Is
remember
Slot in
me.
pressure in terms of
No,
losing his job? Yeah.
no, it was is Slot. Could Slot be a one-season wonder?
Oh, that was right. Yeah, yeah.
And I'll ask you the same question again.
All right.
Could Slot
Well, um,
be a one-season wonder?
I
Because obviously he had the players, he didn't really bring players
yeah,
in.
because
Now he has.
obviously he had mostly players that Klopp had brought in, so he was just sort of
Yeah,
Klopp had laid
who
down the
knew how to win a who knew how to win a title? A
yeah.
lot of them.
Klopp
Now he's
laid
bringing
down
his own players in.
yeah, Klopp laid down the foundations, and then Slot just sort of continued on from there. Um,
So
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think once these new players eventually settle in, I still think they will be a good team. Um, yeah, I, I don't know. I, I really don't know.
I don't know either, but I'll keep. If Liverpool keep struggling, I'll answer you asking the same question each week. Um,
Until come on, like, answer this question, Will, and then yeah, because I need an answer from you.
no, well, just it's just something that he came in, had a brilliant season last season. Although, if you look at their final few games last year, they struggled.
They did, but
After
that's
they
because
won,
I think it's very hard when you've achieved your target. So winning the league, then well,
yeah,
what is there to play for? We've got the Champions League places already guaranteed. What is there to play for? And that
yeah.
must be, I think that must be really weird if you're a football
Which
player.
is which is why City have been so impressive, winning five in a row. Was it four or five? Four, I think.
Yeah.
Four in a row. To win four in a row and keep going each season and build back up. Maybe that's part of it as well. Maybe I think it's a mixture of factors, but maybe after doing so well last year and winning the league again and taking that mantle back from City
Mm.
to have the energy, even though they've got new players, to have the energy to go again after everything that's happened in the summer
Yes. Yes.
could be difficult. Liverpool, we said were in a title race, and you said they'd finish second. Are we looking at Liverpool maybe now just finishing in the top four this
I
season?
yeah, I mean I'm still my favourites for the title are going to be Arsenal. I think this season, I think they are looking really well. They've bought really well. They've got great squad depth as well, and there's still players to return who are really good options to bring off the bench. So yeah, I think Liverpool will finish in the top four. Maybe Liverpool second, Arsenal third. Yeah.
Arsenal
Oh
third.
no, sorry. Arsenal first, Liverpool second, uh, Tottenham third, Chelsea fourth. Yeah,
Fair enough. So you're still not having City in your top five,
yeah. I
four,
don't.
then.
I mean, I know Haaland will score a lot of goals, but I don't think if they take him out, I don't think City are not the giants they once were. Really.
Yeah, yeah, interesting. Yeah, certainly a lot to unfold. And as for Brentford, are we if similar to Sunderland? Maybe you said Sunderland top
Yeah,
10. Could
if they
Brentford
finish 10th or
even?
11th, yeah, or somewhere around there, that'll be a really good season for Brentford. And then if Brentford do that, then next season the target is European football. Um, so yeah.
Or top 10 this season, top 11, 12, whatever, and a good cup run,
Oh
maybe.
yeah, exactly. I mean, if Brentford were to win the FA Cup or something, that'd be pretty amazing.
Or the Caribou Cup,
Yeah,
the
the League
League
Cup.
Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, all interesting to see, and it will be good to get Jordan and Ben's views
Yeah.
on all these things when they return. If they return, their contracts are under threat. Never mind Slop's job being under threat. They're I think their jobs are under threat right now. Slot for you, just quickly on Liverpool. Slot for you under pressure
uh, I think
for his job.
no. I think they'd be crazy to sack him. I think. Um, and I think he'll just be fine. The players will eventually settle in, and everything will just work out well in the end. I think.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff. And uh, Keith Andrews overachieving, you reckon?
Um. Well,
with what they've lost. And
that's a good question. I think well, he's doing better than I think Forte, but I think it kind of makes sense because again, yes, Brentford lost a lot of players, but there's still a lot of players that were, there, and there's still a great sense of continuity. So, yeah, and I think the players respond well to that. I imagine having someone
yeah,
that they know they have a clear idea and they don't have to
yeah.
adapt to their tactics.
And it's worked with Brentford before. They love recruiting from within, which actually I've said this previously on the show.
It's a very
I
rare
love
thing,
that.
isn't it?
It is these days. It didn't used to be, but years and years ago. But I love it. I think it's a great way to operate if it works for you, for
Exactly. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Are you ready to
I
move
am
on,
ready
or
to
is it
move on. Yep, said everything I wanted to say about these two.
right? So we go from a team in Liverpool that are struggling to find form to a team that were in a bit of a hole at the start of the season. Uh, and that, of course, is Aston Villa, who on Sunday played Man City. And in this game, highly contested game between Villa, who started the season really slow but have had some great results, and City,
Yeah, they
who
picked
have
up.
really picked up recently. But on this occasion, it was Villa 1, Man City nil. As Matty Cash,
Yes.
are you cashing in or are you cashing out? The Poland, not Polish international, um, putting Villa, uh, giving Villa the win. He is English, but he plays for Poland because his grandmother plays for
Oh
sorry,
yeah,
his
we don't want you
grandmother
to
is
get
Polish.
started on that.
In my opinion, Matty, you should have to play for the country you're born in. But yeah, that's not the issue here. So Matty Cash scored the winner. City with a lot of the ball, but were unable to break Villa down, a little bit like we saw with Chelsea and Sunderland. And Martinez made some great saves. So after a shaky start, the Emery Empire
Hey, I
seems to
like
be
that.
rebuilding.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's kind of. I always thought it would be like, what Crystal Palace were like last season, and they had a really slow start, and they had a few unlucky results and were slightly struggling. And I always thought it was going to be like that with Villa, and it seems I've been proved right. And yeah, and Emery's obviously a good manager, and yeah. Oh my
a
God,
good manager,
are you
but
choking there or something?
that's all right. I was just having some water.
Oh, phew.
Sorry, everyone. A good manager, but in your opinion, not a world class manager.
Uh, yes, I mean, well, he managed Sevilla. They're not really a world class team, are they? Really?
But he won the Europa League about 15 times.
Well, yeah, but I suppose the Europa League is like the championship version of the Champions League, isn't it?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Try and tell your mate Hans Postacoglu that. Trust me, we are, mate. But, oh, the championship version of the. Oh dear. Yeah, well, it's if that's the way you feel about that, well, but I think you're a bit harsh on Unai. I know he didn't do very well at Arsenal, but he was following
Oh
Arsene
well, yeah,
Wenger, and
yeah.
I
I mean, everyone thought that Arsenal were gonna, struggle like United when Sir Alex retired. Because Wenger had been there for something like 22 years, which is a long time to be in any job, really. But yeah, no, I don't think Emery's a world-class manager.
Sorry, I'm just some ghosts and ghoulies come past. They're not on yet, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, yeah, it's interesting. You're not an Unai fan, really,
No.
but yeah, I mean Villa started the season slow. Obviously, they lost Jacob
They
Ramsey
did to
to
Newcastle, yeah.
Newcastle, but since then have since a really shaky start, have really picked up one of the informed teams in the division right now.
Yep.
So yeah, so they are definitely on the way up. For you, Villa Europe again?
Yes, I think they certainly are in a good. I think they'd be one of the teams to be in the Europa League. Yeah.
Not Champions League football.
No, I don't think it'll be the Champions League. I think it'll be the Europa League or the Conference League. It'll be one of those two.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, and of course we've got a chance of winning the Europa League, although they did lose to Go Ahead Eagles.
Oh right, okay,
In,
yeah.
sorry, in the Europa League. Did I say Champions League?
No. I think you said. I think you said the Europa League. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they lost to Go Ahead Eagles, but yeah.
That's what the Crystal Palace fans say when they see their team every Saturday.
Go Ahead Eagles, yeah. And speaking of the Eagles, Crystal Palace, they lost in the Europa Conference
Yes,
League as
they
well.
did. Yeah, to
So not so
AFK Athens, I think it was.
yeah. A mixed day for Eagle supporters.
Yep.
Personally, I like bold Eagles, but there we go. So yeah, and so Villa, I think will be around the European places. I think with Martinez staying and looking good form,
I think
Watkins.
7th, 8th, or 9th, I think something like that for Villa.
But you've just said Europa League football.
Oh bollocks! Yeah, hang on. Europa League is not 6th, is it now? It's
Fifth and sixth, but they could win the Europa League and be in it next year.
Oh yeah. Okay, well I'm going 8th or 9th then. Yeah.
What? For them to win the Europa League?
I think they'll either be in the Europa League or the Conference League. It'll be one of those two.
Right. Okay. Okay. We got there.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Ladies and gentlemen, we got there. Yeah. Well, I would think the villains would take that after with Unai at the helm. I think it's been brilliant for them. Man City will. Then we said about Chelsea being up and down this season, maybe through disciplinary reasons more than anything in Chelsea's case, but where they've thrown games away. But City have been up and down, obviously. Haaland's been unbelievable. Oh, bless you. Oh, gosh, bless you. We'll keep that in. That's hilarious.
I'm so sorry.
I felt that from here. Oh, forget the ghosts and the ghoulies. I've just got greenies all over me.
Oh,
God. It's like a tsunami. That
yeah.
I thought I was going to be swimming. I'm getting the trunks ready.
Oh my God.
Swimming in the sea of well. Oh God, it's not good there. But yeah, nice of you to share, Will.
Thank you.
Yeah, but yeah, speaking of troubled times, Man City very up and down.
Yeah.
Obviously Haaland isn't, but as a team, they are. Your view?
Um, well, yeah, I think City, the first 11 is okay. I think if it comes when it comes to their bench is quite weak. There's only really Doku that would really inspire confidence, really. So if they're struggling in matches, they've not got a very wide bench. Um,
I'd agree. The squad isn't as deep as it used to be.
yeah,
Yeah,
and also the loss of De Bruyne.
where they used to have two 11s that even the second 11 could probably finish in the top 4 or 5 of the
Yeah,
Premier League.
exactly. And even though, look, it was the right time for De Bruyne to go because he couldn't keep himself fit. But yeah, obviously, City's squad and defensively they're not great. I know Haaland's been scoring, which I think has been actually masking how actually. I mean, Haaland's been good. I wouldn't say City overall have been good.
Yeah, and they probably not replace Mahrez and
Oh yeah,
um
exactly. And Julian
player point.
Alvarez. Yeah.
Oh, he was a good player as well.
Yeah, well, he's doing well
It's a
for
bit,
Atletico Madrid, isn't he?
yeah. But even at Man City, I thought he was a good player. I thought he was unlucky not to be in the team,
Yeah,
to be
but I
fair.
guess I mean you're not
Um,
going to dislodge Haaland, are you? Really?
no, but I mean, he could have played in that number 10 role, maybe.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, but
He does play there for Atletico sometimes.
yeah, but yeah, I
Um,
think City. Yes,
and obviously, Kyle Walker went,
he did go. Yeah,
and Kyle Walker at his best have not really replaced that either.
yeah. I mean
So,
the right back. I think they're playing Matthias Nunes, isn't it? Often at the
yeah,
right back.
yeah, yeah, it's him or Guardiola
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Lots in at full back.
Yeah, Guardiola is playing Guaviol sometimes. Um, yeah, but yeah, I think Haaland's scoring. I don't think City have been that great this season. I think
A li-
it's
yeah,
been mainly the
a,
Erling Haaland team.
a little bit of square pegs in round holes, maybe.
Maybe, and they've
Trying
also
to.
got Gonzalez still settling in as well, and there's the guy from Leon Chekery, is it?
I'm not
Right.
sure.
Maybe I've created a new player
Oh,
again.
oh, Turkey.
Turkey, right, okay. I suppose the way to remember
Turkey.
his name is he sounds like Turkey. So yeah, Turkey. um, but
um, yeah, he destroyed us in the Europa League last year
yeah,
for
so
Lyon, but
so yeah, I think there's a bit of that as well. And plus Rodri's
the
out.
sales meaning Man United. Plus what? Sorry, well,
Plus Rodri's out again for a little while as well, so
mm,
he's going to be a big
but
hit.
he's aging as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't think I honestly wouldn't be surprised. Haaland will score lots of goals, but I wouldn't be surprised if City do miss out on the top four this season because
So where are you having them finish?
well, I think maybe fifth, maybe, which I know is still the well, yeah. These bloody new rules from UEFA means fifth is the Champions League place. So
Well, it depends on how your country
oh,
does
that's
in
right, yeah.
Europe.
So yeah, I'm gonna go for City to finish fifth. I think, yeah.
And Guardiola under pressure or not?
I kind of got the feeling I don't think he should have signed a contract extension. I think he should have left last summer. There's an old saying in show business or anywhere really, leave them wanting more. Bow out when they're saying, "Oh, a shame you're leaving," rather than, "Oh, thank God that he's finally gone."
Yeah, but I think he will be able to leave whenever he wants.
Yeah, but I kind of think he's taken them as far as he can go, and I think I think it. yeah, Pep should have gone in the summer. I think bow out on a high. Don't outstay your welcome.
Fair enough. Well, it was certainly a transitional period, so yeah, I half expected him to go, but especially when there was that report last year, he's saying he was struggling to eat
Oh
because
gosh, yeah, and he had
of the
scratches on his head.
pressure.
My God, yeah.
Because of the, say again,
I
sorry.
thought he had scratches on his head, didn't he? And, oh my God, yeah, it was mental.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's clearly struggled a bit. I thought he might need a rest, but
Yeah, well, he
Pep,
clearly had some food for thought, so yeah, and
yeah,
instead, yeah.
oh yeah, okay. But yeah, he carries on, and if there's anybody that can really get City challenging again, it is Pep. So we will. We will see. Anything else on Villa or Man City
No,
you'd like
no,
to say?
no,
It
no,
was a
ready to
stunning
move on.
goal. The stunning goal from
Oh
Matty.
yeah, yeah, I mean, really good goal because it was what was it? He took a corner and it yeah went in. Or was that another match? There was
No,
one.
no, it was another match. Matty Cash
Oh,
was from outside the
oh
box.
right, I'm sorry, right, yeah.
Yeah, great strike, great strike. But two teams who are in similar positions in the table, but Villa certainly have the momentum right now, but a long way to go,
Oh,
of
of
course.
course, yeah, yeah.
Right, right. Shall we move
Yeah,
on?
yeah, yeah. Take us through the rest of the Premier League results.
You nearly said EFL then,
I
didn't
did,
you?
yeah, yeah. Oh dear.
Knew it. Oh well, it's all right. It's all right. You're doing well there. Well, not on to
Yeah,
go now, buddy.
I'm not getting too much with Jordan symptoms. Yeah.
Yeah, with Jordan symptoms, I like that. Yeah,
Thank you.
you coping on. You coping all right?
Yep.
Right. So let me.
Are you coping well
So
without your
we.
missus as well?
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. She's actually. I'm sure she told me she's subscribed to the show. Will so.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Um. So a shout out to Ames.
Yep.
Yeah. Lots of love, honey. So yeah. Anyway. We start with on Friday Night Football. It was the battle of the newly promoted side Leeds against Nuno's struggling West Ham. And in this match, it was Leeds who came out on top as West Ham's woes continues, the woeful hammers. It was Brendan Aronson who scored in just the third minute for the home side at Ellen Road
Yep.
before Joe Rodon scored in the 15th
Former
minute to
Swansea
make
player, of
it.
course. You mentioned Swansea. Shout out. So.
Yeah, yeah, and Tottenham, of
Oh
course.
yeah, yeah. You're right. Yeah.
And they, as they looked like they were going to go riot on West Ham, um, and absolutely put them to the sword. But West Ham did stabilise, though. I watched most of this game, and they played terrible.
They don't seem to
Really
have had
looked
a new
really.
manager bounce, do they, West Ham? They still seem like they're
They
in a
just look
crisis.
completely devoid. Nuno Espirito Santo. He looks. My PA said to me, we were watching the football last week, and he said, "Is he all right? Is he feeling unwell? Because he looked so distressed."
Oh my! He's like, my God, what have I walked into?
Yeah, yeah. Get me back to Forest.
Yeah.
Get me back.
I think you'll
Always,
need a forest retreat maybe after this.
oh yeah. All is forgiven, Evangelos. All is
Yeah.
forgiven.
Oh God.
Um, but then, Matthias Fernandez, one of their new signings, for West Ham, scored in the 90th minute. But West Ham and Wolves look like they're really struggling, and West Ham have been terrible,
Yes.
absolutely terrible start to the season, and the London Stadium is not
Not a
a
happy
happy
place to
place.
be at the moment.
As we said in our featured game, and I'll go through it again, it finished Chelsea 1, Sunderland 2. Alejandro Garnacho putting Chelsea in front in the 4th minute before it all went wrong, and a brilliant Sunderland display with Wilson Isidore and uh, Talby scoring the winner in the 93rd minute. Great result for the Black Cats.
Yeah, brilliant win for them.
Moving on, I do wish this thing didn't move. I want to move. There we go. At St James's Park, Newcastle took on Fulham, and it was 2-1 to Newcastle. Great double from me because I had them both in my starting 11 of my fantasy football team. Jacob Murphy scoring in the 18th minute before Sasha Lukic equalising in the 56th minute for Fulham, but Fulham couldn't hold on to a point again as Bruno Guimaraes, who is also in my fantasy football team, scored in the 90th minute. So both Newcastle boys doing me good there to get the win. Another late goal to win it there, Will.
Yes, yeah, it seems to be catching.
It really, really does. Right. There were lots of games on Sunday, so not that many on Saturday, but a resurgence, if we can say that, or maybe it's just a blip, a flash in the pan. As a resurgent Manchester United side played a very good Brighton side, and United played very well. Mateus Cunha scoring his first goal for the Red Devils in the
Didn't he
24th.
start centrally, I think, couldn't you? Yeah, in the striker role.
Not in this
Oh,
game.
no, sorry, it was the
Sesko
previous
started.
game, wasn't it? Yeah, against Liverpool.
It was
He
against
started
Liverpool
centrally.
that he
Yeah,
played well.
sorry, yeah.
Before Casemiro's deflected effort went in off one of the Brighton defenders. I can't remember who it was, but went in, and Manchester United Manchester United were 2-0 up in the 34th minute. But as usual, United did. Hang
Slightly
on.
slip up, yeah.
Then Manchester United scored again, to make it 3-0, and it looked like the game was out of sight in the second half. Brian Mbeumo, the other new boy from Brentford, scoring in the 61st minute. So we're 3-0 up, and you're thinking, comfortable win.
Game over now, yeah.
And then Amorim made some substitutions, but an unbelievable former Red Devil, Danny Welbeck's free kick in the 74th minute gave the Albion a slight bit of light. And it was that good that I was clapping the goal. And I like Danny. I like to see him do well, and it was a brilliant strike. I love Danny Welbeck because he wasn't the best player in the world, but he always gave his heart and soul for United,
Yeah.
Manchester lad, and he didn't want to leave
I think he
either.
got very unlucky with injuries, didn't he, really?
Yes, he did. I think they come into my door. No. Sorry, some more ghosts and ghoulies. Nobody's coming to my door. Maybe they've not seen my sign. Oh well, more chocolate for me. I'll be looking like Ben. I'll be looking like Ben and Jordan. But anyway, so Danny Danny Welbeck scored in the 74th minute before the new lad, Greek wonder kid, Kostilas. Oh, there is somebody here, but Evie's got it. Kostilas scored in the 92nd minute to give Brighton a squeak of a chance. But thankfully, Brian and Buomo managed to seal the game in the 97th minute.
That's probably going
So
to
it
be one of the
finished.
latest goals yet. 97 minutes.
Yeah, it's up there. So in the end, it finished Manchester United 4, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Yeah, so another 3 points for Ruben Amorim's Barmy Army.
Yep.
So let me see what else we have here. We've already said about the great game at the GTEC Community Stadium, but I'll go for it again. Brentford 3, Liverpool 2, Dango Atara, Kevin Schade, and Thiago with the goals for Brentford. Milos Kerkez and Mo Salah for Liverpool, making it another defeat for Arne Slot's men. Moving on to Sunday. Moving on to Sunday. Let me see. Moving on to Sunday. It finished in an eventful game. Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Burnley 3. Wolves were 2-0 down in this game and came back only to lose. As Fleming.
Brilliant game, though.
Fleming scored in the 14th and 30th minute to put Burnley 2-0 up before Jorgen Strand Larsen and Munetzi scoring in the 40th. Jorgen Strand Larsen scoring a penalty in the 42nd minute before Munetzi scoring in the 49th minute, so 4th minute of added time in the first half to make it all square at the break. But Lyle Foster broke Wolves' hearts at Molineux with another late goal, a 95th minute winner from Lyle Foster to give Burnley, the newly promoted side of Burnley, all 3 points at Molineux.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Brilliant game.
Amazing late goals as well. At the Emirates, Arsenal took on a very good Crystal Palace side, and Palace made it really difficult. Had chance, probably the better team in the first half, but as of course we expected, and I just had a feeling this was going to happen. Crystal Palace golden boy Erebechi Eze, who was transferred to Arsenal at the start of the season, scored his first Premier League goal with a beautiful volley for his first Premier League goal for the Gunners to give his old side a headache.
He looks comfortable in that Arsenal team, Eze.
He does, he's growing as well. So yeah, brilliant finish. Didn't really celebrate as you'd expect. Also, a lovely thing considering it was the winner as well. He got substituted late in that match, and the whole Crystal Palace end, the away end, stood up and rose to him.
Oh, fantastic! Well, as they left
And
as they left in the right manner, didn't he? You know.
and clapped him, and he at the end of the game went round and clapped the Crystal Palace fans as well. So that was lovely to see.
Absolutely.
Um,
It just goes to
to
show that,
show.
you know, if you leave in the right way, you know, you'll be.
Well, he went round and clapped the Arsenal fans, and then he went over to the Crystal Palace fans and clapped
Oh,
them.
yes, no,
Um,
mate. What I meant was in the right way in terms of leaving the club.
yeah. I'm just saying it's a
Oh,
nice,
okay.
nice
Yeah, fair
touch,
enough.
a nice touch from the Palace fans as
Yes,
well.
very classy. Yeah.
Classy supporters and a classy person, I
Yeah,
think, as
exactly.
well,
Yeah.
by all
Yeah.
accounts. So we move on from the SA show, and it is the game that another 1-0 that we covered. Matty Cash scoring for Aston Villa at Villa Park against Man City as the Villains won 1-0. Matty Cash scoring in the 19th minute of that match.
Yeah.
We move on again. There was lots of games, weren't there?
Yes, there
There
were.
seems to have been extra. There seems to have been extra today. And it was after a brilliant European win for Sean Dyche in his first game in charge of Nottingham Forest. He visited the Vitality Stadium against high-flying Bournemouth, and Bournemouth continued their good form, are flying in the league. I'm sure we'll cover them at some point again, but yeah, what a job Andoni Iriola is doing
Oh,
there.
absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
And he finished Bournemouth 2, Nottingham Forest 0 to cement Forest in the bottom three for now. Marcus Tavernier in the 25th
Oh,
minute.
that was the one, wasn't it? It was a corner, and then it actually
Yeah,
and then it ended up going
went
in the net, didn't it? Yeah.
all the way in, yeah.
That was right. I was trying to remember what that was, but yeah, what game that was. Yeah.
And so that was in the 25th minute, and then in the 40th minute, so 15 minutes later, Krupi, who was the guy I told you about the other week, Will, who made his first Premier League start last
I
week
do. I saw
and
him. Yeah.
scored 2 goals. Well, he was at it again, the youngster. I think he might be 18,
18 or
Anyway,
19, something like that. But he already seems so mature, so settled.
yeah, well, I never heard of him till last week.
Neither had I.
He scored in the 40th minute. Obviously, no disrespect to him. They obviously brought him in the summer, but yeah, by all accounts, he's ahead of schedule. I think they were looking at loaning him maybe, but he's impressed that much. A bit like a certain Dele Alli did when Tottenham brought
Oh
him in
gosh,
from
yeah. From what was it, MK
MK
Dons?
Dons,
Yeah.
and they were looking at loaning him and then realised he was ready. Speaking of Tottenham, as they defeated David Moyes' Everton 3-0, or 0-3, I should say. But yeah, it's probably a bit harsh on Everton. But anyway, Mickey van der Ven, the best defender, one of them in the world, I think. He can kick it, head it, he's fast, he's brilliant. Anyway, he scored 2 goals. And he scored his goals in the 19th and 19th and 51st minute if you count on added time at the end of the first half.
Oh yeah, it always gets a bit complicated when you're adding on time
Yeah,
first half. I always
before
slip up with that as well.
before Pat Matasar scored in the 89th minute, so another late goal there. Mickey van der Ven scoring from 2 corners. Tottenham were unconvincing, but in open play. But yeah, good win for them, and they look. Thomas Franks brought his Brentford style in terms of set
pretty much
pieces,
most of his staff, I would imagine, as well.
and in terms of his tactics, set pieces. I don't think they pressed really well at the start of the season, Spurs, and I don't think they're pressing as well at the minute. But sure, that's something
You mean
that.
impress or as impressed the ball?
No, they're not pressing the
Oh, pressing,
ball
right? Okay, yeah.
as much as they were. I don't think at the start of the season, but yeah, but a good win for Tottenham, and that's the first defeat for Everton, I think, in any competition at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. So, good win there, and so that completes your Premier League
results, yeah.
results and roundup. Shall I? Are you ready to move on to the Championship scores?
Yeah. Take us through the EFL.
Lovely. Let me just get them up. Yeah, Tottenham are an interesting one. They've kind of started the season really well, but
Yeah, and then they
maybe.
just
But
started to trip up a bit, but they're still doing they're still better than where they were with Ange, aren't they?
yeah, and to be fair, hang on, let me see where we are. Friday, 24th of October. Yeah, to be fair, they are have a resilience now as well.
Yes,
Um,
exactly. Yeah, and they
which
know how to play both ways as well. They can
yeah,
play, attacking football, but also really dig in when they need to. Which
absolutely,
all
absolutely.
managers, all teams need that. We've said this countless
Yeah,
times.
you could argue the teams are too wedded to their managers are too wedded to their systems, the
Yeah,
modern day
too
managers.
stubborn. Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, moving on to the Championship.
Yes.
Um, on Friday Night Football, which is accustomed in the Championship, so a week ago, it finished Preston 3, Sheffield United 2. So Sheffield United struggles, even though they've picked up a bit lately, continued Deepdale, a thriller there. Moving on to Saturday's games, it finished Portsmouth 0, Stoke City 1 to keep them in the running at the top of the table. Stoke. Coventry continued that unbelievable start to the season. I still don't think they've lost the game as far as I'm aware. They beat Javi Grazia's Watford 3-1 at the I think it's called the Rico Stadium there. So 3-1 to Coventry, and
You're
also
still not convinced by them.
Watford had a Manson off. Well, I have to say I might be eating my words here, Will, because yeah, I'm starting to think that they could do it because Frank seems to have proved me wrong. Anyway, Ipswich played West Brom in Ipswich, and it finished 1-0 to Ipswich. So West Brom continued to fall off the pace a bit after a.
Two former Tottenham coaches. Sorry to interrupt you, but I think Ryan Mason, isn't he, West Brom coach?
Yeah, and Kieran McKenna. Yeah,
Also formerly of Tottenham as well. So yeah.
yeah. At the Liberty Stadium, Swansea City beat Norwich, struggling Norwich 2-1. In Bristol at Ashton Gate, the home side beat Birmingham 1-0. So that finished Bristol City 1, Birmingham 0. Millwall got a very impressive win against title hopefuls Leicester. They beat them 1-0 at the Den. Blackburn and under pressure, Valerian Ismail got a crucial win,
Oh, I was
2-1.
expecting a groan from you when you said his name. Oh, are you feeling all right?
Yeah, not today, not today. Yeah, they won 2-1 against Southampton. Another struggling side has not quite worked out for Will Still, and also there's a red card in that game for Southampton as well. Sheffield Wednesday continue to be spirited despite going into administration, but were once again beaten narrowly at in Sheffield as they fell 2-1 to Oxford United.
Sorry to interrupt
Derby,
you, Sam, but they released a statement. I don't know if you saw it, but they've had five serious bids. I think they've said that
oh
to
good,
buy
good.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, there's certainly issues going on there.
Yeah,
And they're a big football club, so
yeah. So sorry, carry on.
I hope they manage to get it sorted. Hillsborough is their ground, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So Sheffield Wednesday 1, Oxford United 2. Continue to be very spirited, I have to say. I'm very impressed with Sheffield Wednesday, considering some of the players left and went on strike, and
Yeah.
they're still trying their best. I think Derby County, Pride Park, beat QPR 1-0 in a crucial match for them as they are still near the bottom. Then we move on to two draws because Hull City played Charlton and it finished 1-1. And Middlesbrough at the Riverside played Wrexham and that finished 1-1.
See,
And that,
it's a draw of a draw then, those two games.
absolutely draw of a draw, and that completes your championship results. We go to League One. Yeah, I do. I hope Wednesday get it sorted. They're a big club. I
Yeah,
don't
we'll
like
see if
big
one of
clubs
those five
struggling.
serious offers. I mean, obviously they'll be considering it, and yeah, let's hope. I'm sure they will manage to sort it.
The fans are very realistic because because they said that actually going into administration was one of the best things that could happen
Yeah,
because they
because
hated
yes,
the
because I guess because the owner has not treated the club well, then yeah, I get where they're coming from. They'd rather be in administration than rather be run by a, a toxic owner.
Absolutely right. Let me just make sure I get the right results
Oh
here
yeah,
because it's
on to League One.
League One. Yes, match 7. 42, Wednesday 20, Tuesday 24. Oh, it's very confusing because there's been some. Right, here we are. I've got it now.
Oh, excellent.
There's been some. Uh, yeah, there's been some postponements. So
Oh right,
uh,
okay.
let me just get it right. Yes, we start. Sorry for that. On Thursday, the 23rd of October, as Exeter City played relegated Plymouth from the Championship this year, and Exeter got the last season, I should say, got a 2-0 win in that game.
Yeah,
We then, I don't know what it is with League One and League Two doing Thursday matches, but there you go. Anyway,
yeah, seems a bit ridiculous.
Saturday we go back to more conventional. It finished Mansfield Town 1, Wigan Athletic 1. At the Reebok or the Bolton Community Stadium, always the Reebok for me.
Yeah,
Sorry, the University of Bolton Stadium, isn't it now? Anyway, the
Too many
Reebok.
bloody different names.
I'm going to call it the Reebok. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm sure Bolton fans prefer that as well. It finished 1-0 to Bolton at home against Cardiff City. Peterborough played at home against Blackpool, of course, without Steve Bruce, who was sacked a couple of weeks ago.
Ian Ewart is their manager now, Blackpool.
Yeah, and they won away from home against Peterborough 2-1. Both sides near the bottom of the league.
Blackpool illuminated themselves then with that win.
They did. The Blackpool Illuminations came early.
Yep.
Well, they came to Peterborough. Anyway, Stevenage drew 1-1 at home to a very impressive Bradford City at the start of the season. Wickham, with one of the standout scorelines of the weekend, beat Huddersfield 3-0, although Huddersfield did have a man sent off, and that was at Wickham. So Wickham 3, Huddersfield 0. Reading got a 1-1 draw with newly promoted Doncaster at home at the Medeski Stadium, if it's still called the Medeski Stadium. Northampton were beaten at home narrowly by Luton Town. Jack Wiltshire's Luton Town, of course, 1-0 to give him his first win as the boss of the town. AFC Wimbledon 0, Burton 1. Leyton Orient 1. Leyton Orient 1, Lincoln City 0. Barnsley 0, Rotherham 1. And Port Vale 0, Stockport 3.
Oh yeah, you'll be squealing with joy with that result.
Oh yeah, the Vale scum were absolutely humbled by Stockport. Absolutely put in their place. Dave Moore, who is the Darren Moore, sorry, not Dave Moore, Darren Moore, who is the Port Vale manager. The fans must have been screaming for more after that terrible performance. Anyway, who cares, Vale scum? Now I'll read it again. Port City Vale 0, Stockport County 3. The result of the weekend for me. Lovely. And that's it. Oh, it is. It was the one to end on as well. Delight.
You'll be popping the cork off the champagne tonight.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Beautiful. Like so satisfying. You know, I was saying how no club should go out of existence. Yeah. Well, I'll be the first to be laughing if Port Vale went out of existence.
Oh my days.
League 2 score. Sorry, Port Vale fans, but yeah, you've been poisoned by the Vale.
Oh,
yeah. Right. Anyway, we get rid of that Vale shitty scum. Horrible. Gives me a bad taste in my mouth. So we go to so Saturday, the 25th of October, we finish Fleetwood Town 2, Accrington Stanley 1. I've been there, quite a nice little ground, and you get chips with your if you get a snack there
or something, yeah.
Well, you get chips, so you don't get chips at Crewe. Wow. Although they are a seaside town, so you'd be a bit worried if they didn't give you fish and chips, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Because they
Accrington
give
Stanley.
you,
So when you think of that, it just makes me think of the old milk advert. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Accrington Stanley, exactly.
yeah,
Oh, you do know about that? Yeah, I mean it's in a
yeah.
Scouse accent, but I can't do accents.
But yeah, they it is a nice little ground there, and they yeah, be a bit worried if they didn't do fish and chips being a seaside resort. But there you go, Fleetwood Town 2, Accrington Stanley 1 in the Battle of the Northwest teams there. Charlton, no, not Charlton. Cheltenham won 1-0 against Walsall at home to Walsall. Oldham were in a thriller as they drew 2-2 at home to Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury, depending on what side of the river you're on. I did not want to make enemies with the tribes of the River Severn, so
Oh my
that
god,
finished.
you could almost have a drinking game, by how many times you mention that. Yeah, take a shot when Sam mentions that. Oh
So that's Oldham Athletic 2, Shrewsbury 2. Um, Tranmere played at home against Chesterfield, and that ended on as even in a 1-1 draw. Harrogate Town 0, Newport County 3. Well, that was a big result. Notts County won 2-0 against Cambridge United. I am very happy to report that Crewe were involved in a thriller and didn't lose as they beat. It finished Crewe Alexandra 3 at the Mornflake Stadium, Grimsby Town 2.
wow.
Crewe were 1-0 behind before.
Well, Grimsby are a good team, aren't they?
Before I can never say his name properly. Tezgel, who is our new player and hasn't really been playing, but he scored a hat trick actually in the 22nd, 30 no 27th, 37th, and 87th minute. All the
All
sevens
the
there.
sevens, yeah.
And Jay Walker scored for Grimsby in the 6th minute and the 41st minute. So, yeah, they were 1-0 Grimsby, 1-1, 2-1 to us, 2-2, and then we won it 3-2. Of course, I actually went with my cousin. I took my little cousin to the game. I say little, he's not so little anymore, but he's still my little cousin. And I was saying, oh, Grimsby over there, they beat Manchester United the other week. And he said, what, they play in the same league as Crewe and they beat Manchester United? I was like, yeah, you couldn't believe it. But it just shows how terrible Man United were that day,
Well,
and
yeah,
also
yeah. I mean, that was
and
an
also
extraordinary result.
David Artell. It was quite funny because I'm sorry, David, if you're about, but I was sat by Artell, right behind the managers, and he kept jumping up and down on the spot, and I kept saying, "You think you're a jack in a box, don't you, Artell?"
Oh
Um,
God, you did say that, did you, at the game?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God, you
And
did
then,
cover
and
yourself with
then
glory there.
And then his assistant was waving his arms about all match, and at one point I went, bloody hell, he thinks he's Harry Potter, waving himself about.
Oh my God.
And he actually turned to me and laughed.
Oh my
Anyway,
God, right.
so Crewe Alexandra 3, much needed win. Grimsby Town 2, getting Lee Bell. Oh, and then we go on to a slightly worse result. Crawley Town, boo, boo, 4. Bristol Rovers 0, and Bristol Rovers had a man sent off. Another great game. Barrow drew 2-2 with Barnet.
Well, all the
Bro,
bees, yeah.
the Bees, and continuing the Bees, Bromley beat MK Dons 2-1. It's a good result for Bromley, that, because MK have been in a really good form and are
Right.
right at the top of the table. It was a score draw. Sorry, no, it wasn't. It was a 0-0 blank score, not a score draw. A
Score
0-0
draw, I
blank
like that.
draw between Swindon Town and Colchester United. The fans must have been asking for the money back. In Gillingham, or as my girlfriend likes to say, Gillingham, um, Gillingham lost 2-1 at home to Salford City. I still love you, Ames. Anyway, that completes your League Two results, and so that is the end, guys, of our show today. I do hope you've enjoyed the show. My big thanks to the man whose channel this is on, to Mix Will. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sam. It's been a great one, mate, and yeah, as
It
always,
has.
it's been fantastic.
If you have enjoyed the show or enjoy any of Tube Mix's shows, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Tube Mix YouTube channel. Well, the balls are not jingle balls yet, or jingle bells, but we are without. We will do all that and all the celebrating without having kicked the ball.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.